Monarchies in Africa and the Rest of the World, a hence of overview. While monarchies are often associated with Europe and parts of Asia, a number of enduring royal institutions continue to function across Africa, Oceania, the Caribbean, and elsewhere. These monarchies vary in their constitutional roles, from absolute rulers to cultural figureheads, and play diverse roles in governance, identity, and tradition. This article offers a comprehensive overview of monarchies outside the traditional Western gaze, assessing their historical trajectories, modern relevance, and future prospects. Monarchies in Africa. 1. Morocco. Morocco's Alawite dynasty, ruling since 1631, represents one of the oldest continuous monarchies in the world. King Mohammed VI, enthroned in 1999, maintains both executive and religious authority as commander of the faithful. While Morocco is a constitutional monarchy, the king retains wide powers over the military, judiciary, and religion. Recent decades have seen modest democratic reforms, although critics argue they fall short of genuine pluralism. 2. Eswatini. Eswatini, formerly Swaziland, is sub-Saharan Africa's last absolute monarchy. King Mswati III, who ascended in 1986, governs alongside a traditional advisory council and maintains tight control over parliament and civil institutions. Calls for reform, especially from youth and labor groups, have intensified, but the monarchy remains entrenched in national identity and governance. And 3. Lesotho. Lesotho is a constitutional monarchy where the king, currently Letsie III, serves in a largely symbolic capacity. The monarchy enjoys deep cultural respect, especially in rural areas, but real power is exercised by the elected parliament and prime minister. The royal institution often mediates during political crises, offering stability in volatile times. 4. Traditional monarchies in republics. Across Africa, numerous traditional monarchies operate within republican frameworks. In Nigeria, royal figures like the Uni of Ife and the Sultan of Sokoto wield religious and cultural authority. Ghana's Ashanti Kingdom, led by the Asantehene, plays a key role in heritage and conflict resolution. In South Africa, the Zulu king and other chiefs are integral to communal identity, though they have no formal political mandate. These monarchies help preserve indigenous governance traditions and often act as informal conduits of local governance. Monarchies in Oceania. Tongwan. Tonga. Tonga stands out as the Pacific's last indigenous monarchy. King Tupu VI presides over a constitutional monarchy where power has gradually shifted toward parliament, particularly following political reforms in 2010. Despite these changes, the monarchy continues to command high regard as a unifying symbol of Tongan sovereignty and heritage. 2. Commonwealth realms. Nations like Papua New Guinea, Solomon Islands, and Tuvalu maintain constitutional monarchies with the British sovereign, now King Charles III, as ceremonial head of state. These arrangements are mostly symbolic, with the monarch represented domestically by a governor-general. Despite occasional Republican debates, the status quo remains largely stable. Monarchies in the Caribbean and the Americas. Several Caribbean nations, Jamaica, Bahamas, Belize, St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Lucia, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines, also recognize King Charles III as head of state. These countries are parliamentary democracies where the monarchy is largely symbolic, but ceremonial traditions continue to reflect colonial legacies. Republican movements have gained traction, with Barbados becoming a republic in 2021 and others debating similar moves. In the broader Americas, no reigning monarchies exist. However, cultural remnants of pre-Columbian royalty, such as Incan and Mayan dynasties, are honored in ritual and heritage but lack formal state roles. Monarchies in context. The Gulf states and Brunei. Though geographically situated in Asia, monarchies like Saudi Arabia, Oman, Qatar, and the UAE influence adjacent regions culturally and geopolitically. These monarchies, often absolute or semi-constitutional, serve as examples of theocratic monarchism, where royal authority is intertwined with religious legitimacy. Brunei remains an absolute monarchy, with Sultan Hassan al-Bolkiah holding concentrated political and religious control. Monarchies under pressure. Around the world, monarchies, both ceremonial and absolute, are facing pressures from growing Republican sentiment, economic crises, and the advance of secular democratic ideals. Eswatini has faced international criticism over human rights and governance. Traditional rulers in Nigeria and South Africa have had to navigate complex relationships with modern state authorities. In Jamaica and Australia, debates over transitioning to republics have gained urgency. Even in Morocco, the monarchy balances tradition with incremental democratic reforms to maintain legitimacy. However, some monarchies have shown resilience and adaptability. Those that have embraced transparency, legal frameworks, and symbolic nationhood, such as Tonga, Lesotho, and Morocco, are more likely to endure. Monarchies that cling to unchecked authority may struggle to maintain relevance amid shifting expectations of governance and accountability. Conclusion: monarchies across Africa and the wider world reflect a rich diversity of historical narratives, cultural traditions, and constitutional arrangements. Far from relics of the past, many continue to evolve and adapt, functioning as living institutions rooted in local identity and historical continuity. Their futures will depend on how effectively they engage with democratic values, youth movements, and global shifts in governance and legitimacy. Nash references 1. Van Roeveroy van Nieuwal, EAB, and Van Dyck, R.A., 1999. African Chieftaincy in a New Socio-Political Landscape. LIT Verlag. 2. Kaplan, R. 2020. Monarchy and Modernity in the 21st Century. Journal of Modern Governance 42-3. 3. Malutsi, P. 2001. Lesotho's Monarchy in a Democratic Context. African Journal of Political Science 6-2, 45-59. 4. The Commonwealth 2024. Constitutional Monarchies in the Commonwealth Realms. www.thecommonwealth.org, p/www.thecommonwealth.org. 5. BBC Monitoring Africa 2023. Eswatini, Protests and Monarchy Under Scrutiny. 6. Al-Hassan A. 2022. Cultural Authority in Nigeria's Traditional Monarchies. African Studies Review 65-1. 7. Tonga Government Portal 2023. The Monarchy of Tonga, History and Constitution. Word count, 1,287 words. A heartfelt light. To every soul whose hand did give, you've helped me dream, helped me live. In darkest hours your light came through, with hearts so kind, so pure, so true. Your gifts, like stars in deepest night, have steered me gently toward the light. Each coin, each word, each silent prayer, a thread of hope so rich, so rare. My eyes once dimmed now seek the skies, and slowly clearer visions rise. Because of you, I dare to see the world again, its grace, its plea. Your compassion's flame will not just stay with me alone. It lights the way for others wandering through despair, to feel the warmth of selfless care. You've shown what love in action means, in quiet ways through giving scenes. You've built a bridge from soul to soul and made the broken feel more whole. So let this thanks rise like a song, a melody both soft and strong. May your example gently call more hearts to rise to give. To fall into the joy of lifting pain, of planting hope where none remains. Your kindness walks beside me still, a light, a love, a living will.
forget to hit that subscribe button to show your support.